In today's NFL, running backs have been devalued and looked down upon in terms of the spending of resources to build an offense. But there was once a time when running backs were kings, and you literally built your entire offense around them. Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, for example. We're going back to 1995, which was the last time an NFL team had the audacity or stupidity to draft a running back first overall. That player, ladies and gentlemen, will be Ki-Jana Carter. Penn State's very own Ki-Jana Carter looked like the next all-time great at the running back position. 6.6 yards per carry as a sophomore, 7.8 yards per carry as a junior. Explosive, home run speed, big game moments. He was a two-time All-Big Ten player, unanimous All-American and Heisman runner-up in 1994, and a Rose Bowl MVP in 1995, where he had 3 touchdowns over 12th-ranked Oregon. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with having 1,600 total yards and 23 touchdowns as a junior, Carter would forgo his senior season to enter the 1995 NFL Draft. So as you can see, in a time where the league ran through running backs, drafting him number 1 overall wasn't crazy whatsoever. It was seen as pretty smart. Today, if a GM even drafts a running back top 10, a lot of people on social media are going to be calling for their job. But in 1995, running back was a premium position, and Carter was the premium prospect. The first pick in the 1995 draft was originally awarded to the expansion Carolina Panthers until the Cincinnati Bengals came along. This was a team who had seen much better days, with 2 Super Bowl appearances in the 80s with MVPs Ken Anderson and Boomer Esiason. The Bengals were coming off back-to-back 3-13 seasons and desperately needed a star to turn things around. Something that would give the city a glimmer of hope in these dark times. With Carter drawing comparisons to Emmitt Smith, the Cincinnati Bengals moved up to get him in a trade with the expansion Carolina Panthers for the 5th and the 36th picks. Drafting Carter first overall, he signed a 7-year, $19 million deal, which included a $7 million signing bonus, which at the time was an NFL record contract for a rookie. The $19 million is the equivalent to $40 million in today's game as of 2026. And the 22-year-old was off to the races. Or so we thought. On just the 3rd carry of his first preseason game, Carter suffered a torn ACL, which ended his season before it even started. The hype was shot, along with the Bengals' entire rebuilding plan. Carter would fight back, and he returned, but he was just never the same, unfortunately. In 1997, he suffered a torn rotator cuff in his left shoulder in a season where he'd only have just over 600 total yards, 7 touchdowns, and barely 4 yards a touch. In the following season in 1998, Carter missed the entire season after breaking his left wrist in a game against the Tennessee Oilers. And once more in 1999, he again missed the entire season after dislocating his right kneecap in a game against the Carolina Panthers. Bengals fans, I'm sorry for traumatizing you like this. My goodness, the 90s were rough, man. So 5 seasons, only 35 games played, and 4 season-ending injuries, along with just over 1,100 total yards and 17 touchdowns. Just unlucky and unfortunate all around. And after a partially dislocated kneecap while working out near his home in Florida, Cincinnati finally cut their losses and moved on before the 2000 season. Carter wouldn't play football again until the very next year in 2001 after signing with the then Washington Redskins. Playing the backup to their lead back Stephen Davis, Carter wasn't anything special, of course, just a little over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. The following year, he'd signed with the Green Bay Packers in 2002, but unfortunately would not make their final roster. He would bounce back again with the Saints in 03 and 04, but saw very little playing time, appearing in just 10 games with less than 100 total rushing yards. Let me make this very clear. Ki-Jana Carter is in no way a bust. This is just a tragic tale of how an amazing prospect never truly got the chance to show the talent he had on the biggest stage. It's unfortunate and it's just a crazy story all around. Comment whether or not you think a running back will ever go number 1 overall again, and subscribe for more NFL content like this.